Welcome back, folks. The first week of the playoffs here on Friday Night Football. Our game of the week coming up in just a bit.
But there's also something called the World Series going on right now.
Maybe.
Yeah, Game 3
kind of
tomorrow at Comerica, San Francisco, and the Detroit Tigers. The Tigers may be down 0-2, but they did have a travel day today. They get back to work at Comerica at home tomorrow. Jamie Edmonds takes a look now at the Tigers' rich history.
Thanks, guys. The Detroit Tigers are one of the oldest franchises in baseball, and they certainly had their share of ups and downs. When you think of the Detroit Tigers, what do you think about?
You think about the storied tradition, you think about the organization, you think about some of the great players that they've had over the years, from Ty Cobb to Al Kaline to Hank Greenberg.
Paul Wesner, executive director of TigsTown.com, says since this franchise began in 1901, there have been highs of highs, 11 American League pennants, 4 World Series, but also plenty of lows.
Obviously, everyone knows about the 68 team, and then there was quite a period of downtime, and then the 84 team came along, and then there was, the 90s where the team struggled again. So it's really been an organization of peaks and valleys.
The team was struggling in 1992 when Mike Ilitch purchased them. He didn't see success right away either. Comerica Park was built in 2000, but 2003 proved to be the worst in team history.
In which they lost 119 games, tying a major league record for the most losses in a single season.
General manager Dave Dombrowski was hired the year before, and he immediately got to work. The team made it to their 10th World Series in 2006, a loss to St. Louis, but just 7 seasons later, they're back, thanks in part to Ilitch putting up the money for Prince Fielder in the offseason and Dombrowski making moves.
When you start talking about adding Anibal Sanchez and Omar Infante, a couple of key guys for our ball clubs.
Like their overall history, the Tigers struggled early on this season, only making a run late, but it sure seems like they're peaking at the right time and ready to make history once again.
You win a World Series and you can forget about all those other struggles back in April and May.
Of course, everyone knows the Tigers are down 0-2 in this series, but they're not giving up yet, coming back home for Game 3 tomorrow night. Jim Leyland saying today in his press conference they're not happy just to get there. Back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Jamie. Now, of course, Carman Ainsworth and Blanc met in the first week of the regular season, and it was all Bobcats, or all Carman Ainsworth, I should say. They amassed 420 yards of total offense while Blanc turned the ball over 3 times. But in the playoff, all of that doesn't matter. It's all about tonight. The last time, I should say, the Cavs won a playoff game was 2006. They beat those guys, Blanc. Back and forth, this game went 9-6 after 1, but Carman Ainsworth takes the lead back. This is Gerald Holmes, 80 yards down the sideline. He would not be caught. Cavs go up 13-9. The Bobcats respond with one hand, literally. Bart Williams going up top to TJ Nichols. Look at that snag, one-handed. Bobcats now up 13-16 at halftime. Carman Ainsworth will score once, then Blanc scores twice. 3 touchdowns for Williams. This one to Brandon Scott. Bobcats up 30-20 after 3. Then in the fourth quarter, this time it's Connor Storms up top to Brandon Walker. That's a nice catch too. He stays in bounds. 30-26. That's the score on 4th and goal with a minute left. Storms, he's gonna move outside, looking to the end zone, trying to find a receiver for the win. In and out of the hands of Javante Alexander. Wow, Blanc, they get revenge in the biggest way. A win on Carman's home field. The bubble team moves on in the thriller. Coach, talk to me.
Wow, wow, yeah. What a high school football game, We're up by 10, Carman comes right back, makes it a close game. They get the ball back, they take it down, we make a stop. Man, it doesn't get any better than this in a high school football game.
Early in the season, we kind of took a couple steps back and just kind of looked at ourselves like, whoa, we're not as good as we think we are. But, everybody came through, we got better each week, and, we're moved on in the playoffs.
What a game that was. Undefeated Frankenmuth now. They're down 10-7 against Carrollton at halftime. Eagles take the opening kickoff, and it's Brian Stearns who gets up the middle, and he makes a nice gain. Refs, though, they call a personal foul on the Cavs, add 15 yards to it. The drive will finish with Stearns. He ends things with a short touchdown. Eagles, they go up 14-10. Carrollton trying to respond, but the bad pitch leads to a fumble. Jada Michael with the recovery. Then the Eagles take over. In the red zone, though, Blaine Malacleb, he coughs it up. Then Glenn Washington recovers for Carrollton. Neither team, though, able to capitalize on those turnovers. Frankenmuth adds another touchdown, and they go on to advance. 21-10 is the final.
Saginaw Nouvel Catholic beginning their title defense of their Division 7 state championship. Panther doing the Heisman early on, 21-6 Panthers third quarter. How about you just give it to Joseph Mott? Because the sophomore is going to get outside, put on the Jets, and gets knocked out around the 10-yard line. Then we're going to give it to him again near the goal line. This time he will find the end zone. PAT good, 28-6 Panthers rolling. And as you say, what do you say? If it ain't broke,
don't fix
we
it.
do not fix it. Mott again, 35-6. Nouvel rolls 41-6. And they get a win over Brown City, and they are moving on, and they will face the winners of this game. Reese beats Ubley by 10, and that sets up a big matchup next week. Undefeated teams. We'll see how that one ends up. Division 1, Clarkston, they're the #1 team in the state, showing why. They take down Davison 41-0, and then New Lothrop in Division 8, big win over Mayville, 60-6.